Yes, my name is Benjamin Jumbe, and today we're honored to have the head of the Standards, Utilities and Wildlife Court here at Uganda Road, Her Worship Gladys Kamasanyo. Your Worship, how do you feel about leading this specialized court?
I feel good. This is a unique court, specialized, like I said, in nature. The wildlife cases, environmental cases do not have a complainant, they don't have a victim, they don't have a human being following. So I have an opportunity as a judicial officer who has a role to play to speak out through my decisions on behalf of those voiceless.
You have been known as the Chief Magistrate who speaks for the animals. When and how did you start, and where did you get this passion from?
So I got involved in discussions of even why we needed the court, because it comes out of outcry of stakeholders who complained that we were not prioritizing wildlife cases, giving them the attention that they deserved. Through those discussions, I get to discover the role that I, as a judicial officer, have to play.
How big is the problem of wildlife crime here in Uganda?
Sadly, it is going on, most of it is unnoticed. It's unnoticed and therefore not reported, not investigated, not prosecuted, and therefore most of it is not punished. I said the too much ignorance is not allowing us to even notice that there is crime, but also the key perpetrators, those who are pushing and committing the crime, the ones who benefit from it are very smart. They take decisions very fast. As we are still debating on whether to take a decision, they've taken it and they've gone away, they've run away.
You have fearlessly adjudicated over many of these cases. Where do you get this boldness and courage from?
Oath. Ah, yes. I took a judicial oath. So I have to do justice.
You have handled over 2,000 cases relating to wildlife crime. Which of these has been the most unique to you?
It's been the latest case of October 2022, where I imposed the life imprisonment sentence. To me, it's not such a unique case because it's a case like any other cases I have handled. But perhaps because for the first time we had a life imprisonment imposed for crimes relating to wildlife. Yeah. And I believe in Africa we could be the only country with a law that introduces life imprisonment for wildlife crime.
Many of these crimes sometimes are transboundary and complex. What is required to ensure successful prosecution and conviction?
During investigations, officers will link up with the officers the other side in the other country if it's a cross-boundary, to be able, for example, to collect evidence, collect exhibits. If, say, they are the other side, let me say, and I'm giving it as an example, or get witnesses. It's really not easy. It's very expensive. It involves so much between the two countries.
To what extent does corruption and also connivance within the justice, law and order sector affect prosecution of these cases?
So, corruption has done us a lot of bad. Yeah. It is driving the trade so much. Maybe if it wasn't there, perhaps the level of the illegal wildlife trade wouldn't be as high, or at this level where it is today. But it's actually real.
The new Wildlife Act of 2019 provides for harsh penalties. Do you think it will go a long way in protecting the country's wildlife?
We had the goodwill to put it together and had it passed. We have it. It's one thing to have it, and it's another to enforce it. Our investigations rarely will lead to a trafficker, to a kingpin, to have them grabbed and brought into the justice system and punished for their wrongdoing. So if we still run against the small fish, if we still have the peasants only, those who participated, because unfortunately peasants, the numbers of peasants that we have in the court system, those who involved in wildlife trade are increasing. But others are participating because of poverty. They are promised a few shillings and they are hungry. Their children don't go to school, so they are tempted to participate.
In one of your recent tweets, well, in Devon, you said that humans actually have a lot to learn from wildlife. And then, given your decisions or rulings you've made, stern rulings, some people think you prefer animals to humans.
I have known my role as a judicial officer. The role I have as a judicial officer in protecting the environment where I live, where I belong. I don't love animals more than human beings. I love human beings and animals. And I love nature.
Yes, we've been made to understand that there's a particular chicken you loved so much and you stayed with that chicken for a very long time in the names of Chisache. Tell us the story of Chisache, your chicken.
Chisache, we kept Chisache for close to 11 years. Chicken. Now Chisache, recently we had someone who came home and we were not home. Someone opened the gate. You don't know how much we have gone through. Chisache left. We have looked for Chisache. We followed up with all the neighbors and we have for so many months now. She's unfortunately no longer with us.
Your final word to our viewers?
Wherever we have been placed, we each have a role to play, to conserve nature, to stand up, to be remembered as those who, during our time, did the right things to conserve nature, to make the world a kinder place for humans and animals.
Thank you so much for your time. We're much honored. Now that has been the head of the wildlife court here in Uganda, Her Worship Gladys Kamasanyo. What she says is that unless these communities are sensitized on the value of the wildlife, the laws involved and the penalties involved, all conservation efforts will be in vain. Benjamin Jumbe, NTV.